Can you walk us through your background and how it led you to pursue a career as a creative strategist?
I have a background in mention relevant education or experience. Over time, I developed a passion for how creativity can solve business problems. Working in mention a related field like marketing, design, or advertising, I realized I wanted to focus on strategic creative thinking, blending creativity with strategy to create impactful campaigns.
What do you think is the role of a junior creative strategist in a team?
As a junior creative strategist, my role is to assist in brainstorming, research, and developing creative strategies that align with the client's objectives. I collaborate with senior strategists, designers, and marketers to ensure that creative ideas are not only innovative but also effective.
How do you approach the creative process from concept to execution?
I start by understanding the target audience and business goals. Then, I research trends and competitors to inform the concept. I collaborate with my team to develop ideas, test them, and refine them until we arrive at a clear strategy that can be executed in a way that resonates with the audience.
Can you describe a time when you had to pivot a creative concept based on feedback?
In my previous role, we initially pitched a campaign that was more visually driven. After client feedback, they wanted a message driven campaign. We pivoted by integrating storytelling into the visuals, and the final campaign was much more aligned with the brand's voice.
What tools or software do you use to create and manage creative strategies?
I frequently use tools like Adobe Creative Suite for design, Google Analytics for performance tracking, and project management tools like Trello or Asana to keep everything organized. For brainstorming and ideation, I often use Miro or Canva.
How do you ensure that your creative strategy is aligned with the overall marketing strategy?
I always begin by understanding the overall marketing objectives and key performance indicators, KPIs. Once I have that understanding, I ensure the creative direction speaks to the core message and goals, and I work closely with the marketing team to ensure consistency across channels.
How do you balance creativity with practicality in your strategies?
While creativity is crucial, it's important that the strategy also meets business objectives. I focus on creating innovative ideas that can be executed within the brand's budget, timeline, and market positioning. I always ensure the creative concept is feasible and can be executed effectively.
What makes a creative campaign successful, in your opinion?
A successful campaign is one that resonates with the target audience, communicates the brand's message clearly, and drives tangible results. I believe success is a combination of creativity, strategy, and proper execution.
Can you describe a time when you had to work with a difficult client or stakeholder?
In one instance, a client had a very specific vision that was difficult to execute. I listened to their concerns, provided alternative solutions, and demonstrated how we could adapt their vision while still achieving the objectives. It resulted in a more collaborative relationship and a stronger final product.
How do you stay up to date with trends and new developments in the creative industry?
I subscribe to industry newsletters like Adweek and Creative Review, follow thought leaders on social media, and attend webinars and creative conferences. This helps me stay on top of emerging trends and technologies that can inform my strategies.
What is your process for brainstorming ideas for a campaign?
I like to start with a clear understanding of the brand, target audience, and goals. Then, I gather inspiration from various sources, industry trends, customer insights, and competitor analysis. I typically conduct a brainstorming session with the team where no idea is off limits, and we narrow down the concepts that feel most aligned with the goals.
How do you measure the effectiveness of a creative campaign?
I measure effectiveness using key metrics such as engagement, conversion rates, brand awareness, and ROI. I'd also conduct surveys and gather qualitative feedback to gauge how the audience perceives the campaign.
What's the most challenging project you've worked on and how did you overcome obstacles?
One of the most challenging projects was a tight turnaround time for a major launch. We were under pressure, but I worked closely with the team to prioritize tasks, set realistic deadlines, and ensure the campaign stayed on track. The result was a successful launch with high engagement.
How do you incorporate data into your creative strategy?
I use data insights to guide my creative decisions, whether it's consumer behavior, demographic information, or campaign performance metrics. For example, if we notice certain content types are performing better, I'll adjust the strategy to focus more on those elements.
How do you handle creative differences within a team?
I believe in open communication. When creative differences arise, I encourage team members to share their perspectives and ideas. We discuss the pros and cons of each approach and ultimately work together to find the best solution that aligns with the overall strategy.
What do you think makes a great creative brief?
A great creative brief is clear, concise, and focused. It should outline the project objectives, target audience, key messages, brand guidelines, deliverables, timeline, and budget. It acts as a roadmap for the entire creative process.
How do you prioritize tasks when handling multiple projects at once?
I break down each project into smaller tasks, prioritize based on deadlines, and communicate regularly with my team to ensure everyone is aligned. I use project management tools to track progress and avoid bottlenecks.
How do you handle feedback on your creative work?
I welcome feedback as it helps me improve and refine my work. I listen carefully to understand the perspective of the person giving feedback and make adjustments based on their insights while ensuring that the core creative vision is maintained.
Can you tell us about a campaign you admire and why?
One campaign I admire is Nike's Just Do It because it successfully connects with a broad audience through emotional storytelling, aligning perfectly with their brand values. It is creative, simple, and impactful, making it one of the most memorable campaigns.
Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years in your creative career?
In the next 3 to 5 years, I hope to evolve into a senior creative strategist role, leading larger projects and collaborating closely with clients to drive innovative strategies. I also aim to develop my leadership skills and mentor junior creatives as part of a dynamic team.